Welcome back. I'm Dr. Shirley Garrett, the author of Hot Flash Divas, and today we're going to be reading Chapter 11 titled On the Defensive. Please remember this is a fiction novel. I fled from the living room and locked myself in the master bath with Buffy. I slid to the cold floor and leaned against the garden tub as convulsive sobs racked my body. I wondered how my life had managed to crumble to bits. Still reeling from the death of my father, I now was losing my marriage. Buffy licked my salty tears and climbed into my lap. I buried my face in her honey-colored fur and sobbed. My innards felt like they'd melted and pooled on the floor around me. Todd knocked on the door. Startled, I jumped. "I'll tell Mom you aren't feeling well and couldn't come today." "Asshole," I muttered. Scene break. I did what any woman would do in a time of crisis. I called my best friend Gina. "Hey girl, what's up? Was Santa good to you?" Gina sounded full of holiday cheer. I could hear Bing Crosby crooning White Christmas in the background. I was fortunate she hadn't left to spend Christmas with her large family, which included one sister, 3 brothers, and a bevy of nieces and nephews. The black sheep of her family, Gina had failed to marry a nice Italian Catholic guy and produce a house full of bambinos. By this point, I was so stuffy from crying, I sounded like I was infected with snot monsters. Todd thinks he wants a divorce. Silence. "What?" "Yep. He told me after he opened his replacement wedding band." I stood up. My legs felt shaky. "Has he lost his damn mind? What happened?" Bing's voice stopped after "White" when Gina switched off the music. I could imagine her pacing off her anger. "He said he needed to be someone's utmost priority." I snatched a tissue and wiped my eyes. "Doesn't he know what he's got? How many people would put up with his career demands all these years?" "Apparently not." I pulled my long ginger hair back into a scrunchie. "Fee, what are you going to do?" I asked him to see a counselor and told him I'd go to marriage counseling with him. I stood and peered at my reflection in the mirror and winced. I looked hideous, all puffy-eyed and red-nosed. Shit. "What?" Gina sounded alarmed. I put my hand on my forehead. A drum solo was pounding away in my sinuses. I look like a zombie version of Rudolph. I'm exhausted. I'm going to blow my nose and go back to bed. "Fee, it's 8 o'clock in the morning," Gina said in her pragmatic lawyer tone. I lowered the lid on the toilet at the end of the counter and plopped down, knees together. "Well, this explains all the hostility since Dad's funeral." Her voice lowered to a growl. "Has Todd hit you?" I told her about his refusals to help with Dad when he was ill, his temper tantrums, and a Christmas decoration incident. "Don't forget how he abandoned you the day your dad died." "Are you safe?" I shrugged. "Todd wants to divorce me, not kill me." "Are you sure? People do things during divorces that are out of character." "You can stay with me." "I'm not abandoning my home," I said. I could feel the anger mounting. Besides, Buffy would chase your 2 cats. "True, but I'd feel better if you at least locked your bedroom door tonight." "Are there guns in the house?" "No, at least I don't have that to worry about." I started blubbering again. How could he do this to me, Gina? He promised for better or worse. "Now you know why I've avoided marriage. Give me your word you'll make an appointment with Ron Jacobs for counseling. I refer some of my divorce clients to him. He's great." "I've heard of him, but I don't know him. I'll call him Monday." Buffy was sitting at my feet. I boosted her into my lap and held tight, as if she was a flotation device in rough seas. Good. I hate to ask, but do you think there's another woman? I believe so. I asked him. He wouldn't talk about it, but I know Todd's guilty face, and he wore it today. I could be wrong. Testa de caso. Do you want me to represent you in this divorce? I don't want a divorce. Although I'm not sure I can forget Todd or trust him again if he screwed around on me. As crazy as it sounds, I still love him. We've had some good years. I felt like I was having an internal earthquake. You may not have a choice. If he files, do you want me to represent you? Yes. I know you'll have my back. If it comes to that, how much of a retainer do you need? No charge. This is personal. Real damn personal. I haven't forgotten how you came to my aid when my Nana died. Tears welled in my eyes, causing my vision to blur. That was nothing. Are you sure? You saved me, Fee. Yeah, I'm sure. Here's what I need you to do. Make copies or download files onto a thumb drive of all y'all's financial statements, just in case you have to leave or he files for divorce. Get any important documents out of the house, like your birth certificate and passport. I'd love to ask you if this was necessary, but my daddy's favorite quote was, "Better safe than sorry." My mind flashed back to all the women I counseled in the past, the ones who ignored my warnings to be prepared for the worst. All have regretted it. Good. Where's the king of the undertakers? Is he there now? I put Buffy down and walked out of the bathroom into the bedroom. He's at work, of course. Good. Get started now. Let's meet for lunch tomorrow. We'll have comfort food. Better yet, I'll call the Divas tomorrow morning and we'll all go. I'm sure you need some time alone today to wrap your head around this. Gina was right. I needed time alone. After we had disconnected, I trudged around the bed into the walk-in closet and grabbed what Todd would need for work tomorrow. I walked across the hall to the guest bedroom and with great restraint laid it on the bed. My pissed-off inner child wanted to set his clothes on fire and throw the flaming garments out the back door, but I did the adult thing. Toddy told me that when Joyce caught his dad cheating, she cut the bottom off all his ties. I thought that was rather extreme at the time, but I could relate now. Memories of the horror stories I've heard in my office from women in abusive relationships flooded my mind. I started tapping my foot and felt a twinge of pain in my back. The angry sneer on Todd's face when he'd hurled that heavy plastic bin of Christmas decorations zoomed across my mind. I walked to the dresser mirror and lifted my sleep shirt. The large bruise on my back had faded into a disgusting combination of yellow and green. I dropped my shirt and entered our walk-in closet, where I grabbed armfuls of his clothes and moved them, load by load, to the guest bedroom closet. The dry cleaning bags rippled as I carried them to their temporary new home. Next, I transported his heavy size 11 shoes. I left the dresser drawers till last. I exhaled with release after his belongings were out of the master bedroom. On a mission, I tromped through the living room toward the kitchen on the other side of the house. Clawing through a junk drawer, I discovered the mace canister hidden at the back. While clasping it, I remembered my knuckle stun gun. I scooted through the den and opened the door that led to the two-car garage. A tenderfoot, I walked with care down the stairs in my bare feet. The cold concrete helped to center me in the moment. A spot of oil pooled on the floor in the empty left bay. Shivering, I dug through the center console compartment of my car until I found the device and its charger. On the way back in, I snatched my purse and keys off the kitchen counter. If I need to flee to shelter, I need to have them close to me. I'd heard many a tale over the years of women trapped because a rampaging guy got between them and their keys. I dumped my stash on the dresser. On the row, I invaded my office, located to the right of the guest bedroom, and like a marauding army, I began the task Gina had assigned me. Hours later, I had a thumb drive, extra cash, and my jewelry under the spare tire compartment. Replacing the cover, I lifted my luggage and toiletries case into the trunk. After loading in Buffy's travel kit that had an extra harness leash and bows, I heaved a bag of dog food in next to it. If Todd threw a hissy fit because I threw him out of the bedroom, I was ready to flee if necessary. I glanced at my watch and frowned. I didn't have time to drive to my office today, but I would store the emergency supplies there tomorrow, just in case. I wove my way through the house. Back at the master bedroom, I closed the door with a satisfying slam and locked it. Dragging the chair from in front of the bedroom desk to the door, I wedged it under the knob. Tomorrow, I'll call a locksmith to install a new lock on this door and change the one on the door to the patio. Buffy can scoot out that way to do her doggy business. I wanted her in the bedroom with me in case he tried to punish me by abusing her. Just last week, a patient had recounted how her husband kicked her Yorkie across the kitchen while they were arguing. I wouldn't let that happen to Buffy. The patio door was also an escape route for both of us. Todd returned at 7 that night. I'd already eaten, so I was holed up in my mini fortress reading a book on the bed. Bang, bang, bang. I jumped. My hand fluttered to my chest to hold in my gallivanting heart. Buffy barked, hackles up, and planted herself in front of the door. Phoenix, open up! What do you want? I eased closer to the door and reached down to soothe Buffy. She stopped barking and licked my hand. I told Mom you had a cold. She gave me your Christmas presents. They're here by the door. Would you tell her we're getting a divorce later? I don't want to ruin her Christmas. My face burned with anger. Let me get this straight. First, you want a divorce, not me. Second, it's okay to ruin my holiday, but not hers. And third, she's your mother. It's not my place to tell her something like that. I was pacing back and forth in front of the door. All right, I'll tell her, but give me some time, maybe a week or two. Grow up, Todd. He banged on the door again. I need to get in there to get ready for bed, Buffy growled. Your clothes are in the guest bedroom. Oh, and your toiletries are in the guest bath, I yelled. You're throwing me out of our bedroom? He kicked the door. Let me in. This is my damn house, too. He banged on the door again. I jumped back. Buffy started barking again. Are you having an affair? I countered. The thought of him touching me after he had an affair sickened me. Don't ask questions if you don't want to hear the answers. His tone was menacing. I laid my palm against the door to steady myself. Touching it reminded me that we had solid doors installed inside the house for sound control. I was happy about that decision now. You made a vow. I have a right to know, I said, my voice cracking. He sighed. Yeah, I've screwed a few women, no biggie. They were just a quick piece of ass. Who is this man? A few? How many is that? 3 or more? I staggered, grasping the edge of the dresser. My head started pounding again. Sliding down the wall, I pulled my knees to my chest. Buffy rushed forward, her stump of a tail wagging. I straightened my legs and she crawled into my lap and tried to lick my face. Just 3. Those women were flings. Okay, no big deal. Are you happy now? He screamed. My shoulders slumped. I felt drained. Todd, do you love me at all? There was silence. I care about you, Phoenix, but I don't love you like a wife anymore. Now open the damn door. He kicked it again. I yelled, if you kick that door again, I'll call the police and have your mortician ass hauled off to jail. I heard him muttering as he stomped away. I slumped into a chair. Good grief, I began to sound like Letitia. Thank you for listening. Tomorrow I'll share another chapter. Please like, subscribe, and leave comments. Have a great day. Be safe. Stay well.